Recent events have once again thrust Iran's nuclear ambitions into the global spotlight. The Islamic Republic's brazen missile attack on Israel, launched from Iranian territory, marks a dangerous escalation in regional tensions and provides further evidence of Tehran's aggressive posture. This attack, involving over 300 drones and missiles, demonstrates Iran's growing military capabilities and willingness to directly confront its adversaries. While Israel's impressive air defenses intercepted the vast majority of incoming projectiles, the unprecedented scale of the assault is deeply concerning. Of particular worry is Iran's ongoing development of missiles capable of carrying nuclear warheads. The regime has made significant strides in its ballistic missile program, with some experts estimating that Iran now possesses missiles with ranges exceeding 2,000 kilometers. This puts much of the Middle East, parts of Europe, and even US military bases within striking distance. The potential marriage of these advanced delivery systems with nuclear warheads represents an existential threat to regional stability and global security. At the heart of Iran's nuclear ambitions lies its uranium enrichment program. Despite claims of peaceful intentions, Tehran has consistently pushed the boundaries of its nuclear activities, often in direct violation of international agreements. The heavily fortified Fordow fuel enrichment plant, buried deep within a mountain, epitomizes Iran's determination to achieve nuclear capabilities. This hardened facility, designed to withstand potential military strikes, houses advanced centrifuges capable of producing weapons-grade uranium. While much attention has focused on Iran's domestic uranium enrichment efforts, there are growing concerns about the regime's attempts to secure nuclear materials from abroad. Recent intelligence suggests that Iran may be pursuing secret uranium deals with certain African nations, potentially providing a backdoor to nuclear weapons development. Several countries in Africa possess significant uranium deposits, making them attractive partners for Iran's clandestine nuclear program. Niger, for instance, is one of the world's largest uranium producers, while countries like Namibia, South Africa, and Malawi also have substantial reserves. These nations, some of which face economic challenges or political instability, could be vulnerable to Iranian overtures promising economic benefits in exchange for access to uranium resources. The potential for such deals is particularly alarming given Iran's history of concealing nuclear activities and its ongoing efforts to evade international sanctions. By sourcing uranium from African partners, Iran could potentially bypass restrictions on its domestic nuclear program and accelerate its progress towards weapons capability. This strategy would allow Tehran to maintain plausible deniability while steadily advancing its nuclear ambitions. Iran's outreach to African nations for uranium cooperation likely involves a multifaceted approach. This could include offers of economic aid, infrastructure development, or military assistance in exchange for covert access to uranium resources. Iranian diplomats and intelligence operatives may be working to cultivate relationships with key officials in target countries, exploiting any anti-Western sentiment or economic desperation to gain a foothold. The regime might also seek to establish front companies or joint ventures in the mining sector, providing a legitimate cover for the extraction and transfer of uranium. These operations could be disguised as civilian nuclear cooperation or peaceful energy projects, making it difficult for international monitors to detect illicit activities. Furthermore, Iran could leverage its expertise in sanctions evasion to create complex financial networks for funneling payments and obscuring the true nature of these uranium deals. By utilizing cryptocurrency, informal value transfer systems, or other opaque financial channels, Tehran could attempt to shield these transactions from scrutiny. The international community must remain vigilant to the possibility of such arrangements. Western intelligence agencies and nuclear watchdogs should intensify their monitoring of Iran's activities in Africa, paying close attention to any unusual patterns in uranium extraction, trade, or transportation. Diplomatic efforts should also be made to engage with potential African partners, offering alternative forms of cooperation and warning of the risks associated with enabling Iran's nuclear ambitions. For African nations considering such deals, the long-term consequences could be severe. Engaging in illicit nuclear cooperation with Iran would likely result in harsh international sanctions, damaged diplomatic relations, and potential military confrontation. The economic benefits promised by Tehran would pale in comparison to the geopolitical fallout and loss of legitimate international partnerships. Iran's pursuit of secret uranium deals in Africa must be viewed in the context of its broader nuclear strategy. The regime has consistently demonstrated its willingness to flout international norms and agreements in its quest for nuclear capabilities. The 2015 Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action, JCPOA, intended to curb Iran's nuclear program, has been effectively abandoned, with Tehran steadily increasing its uranium enrichment activities. The Fordow facility, mentioned earlier, plays a crucial role in this strategy. Originally built in secret and only revealed to the international community in 2009, Fordow symbolizes Iran's determination to achieve nuclear breakout capability. Its location deep within a mountain makes it highly resistant to potential military strikes, providing Tehran with a sense of impunity in its enrichment activities. Recent reports indicate that Iran has been enriching uranium at Fordow to levels far beyond what is necessary for civilian nuclear power. The production of uranium enriched to 60% purity, a short technical step away from weapons-grade material, is a clear indicator of military intentions. The regime's insistence on maintaining and expanding operations at Fordow, despite international pressure, underscores the central role this facility plays in Iran's nuclear ambitions. The potential acquisition of additional uranium resources from African partners would only serve to accelerate Iran's progress. With a steady supply of raw material, Tehran could ramp up enrichment activities at Fordow and other facilities, potentially shortening the timeline to nuclear weapons capability. This would have profound implications for regional security, potentially triggering a nuclear arms race in the Middle East and increasing the risk of conflict. Iran's recent missile attack on Israel demonstrates the regime's growing boldness and military capabilities. The ability to launch such a large-scale assault from Iranian territory represents a significant escalation in the ongoing shadow war between the two countries. While this attack utilized conventional weapons, it serves as a stark reminder of the potential devastation that could result from nuclear-armed Iranian missiles. The international community must respond decisively to these developments. Efforts to revive the JCPOA or negotiate a new nuclear agreement with Iran should be approached with extreme caution, given Tehran's history of deception and non-compliance. Instead, a strategy of maximum pressure, combining robust sanctions, diplomatic isolation, and the credible threat of military action, may be necessary to compel Iran to abandon its nuclear ambitions. Simultaneously, Western nations must work to strengthen partnerships with African countries that may be vulnerable to Iranian overtures. This should include economic assistance, security cooperation, and support for good governance initiatives. By offering attractive alternatives to Iranian deals, the international community can help close off potential avenues for Tehran's nuclear program. The threat posed by Iran's nuclear ambitions cannot be overstated. The regime's aggressive regional posture, support for terrorist organizations, and determination to acquire nuclear weapons make it one of the most pressing security challenges of our time. The possibility of secret uranium deals with African nations adds another layer of complexity to this already volatile situation. As the international community grapples with this threat, it is crucial to maintain a clear-eyed view of Iran's intentions and capabilities. The recent missile attack on Israel, the ongoing enrichment activities at Fordow, and the potential for clandestine uranium acquisition from Africa all point to a regime hell-bent on achieving nuclear weapons capability. Only through sustained pressure, vigilant monitoring, and a willingness to take decisive action can the world hope to prevent this dangerous outcome and ensure regional and global security. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to stay informed on this critical issue.